Yes, Secretary Moore is absent, so I will sit in for her today. Commissioner Schneider?
Here.
Commissioner Long?
Here.
Commissioner Baker?
Here.
Commissioner Loray?
Here.
Commissioner Pone?
Here.
Commissioner Turner?
Here.
And Chairman Moffett is here. We have a quorum.
Great, thank you. First item is approval of the agenda.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item is approval of the minutes from the March 28th meeting.
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Three substantive items this evening. First, site plan number 24-01, John Yar Abro, for a building at 50400 Rizzo. Okay. Now, this is a re-review. If you want to just maybe a quick, so anyone who speaks today, I need name and address. And then I want you to, quick review of what you'd requested of, or are requesting of this body, and then what could have sort of changed from, transpired since our last conversation about a month ago.
Okay. Johnny R. Abro, 1887 Squirrel Valley Drive, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, 48304. We're requesting a addition, storage for a property located at 50400 Rizzo Drive, Shelby Township, 48315. And that's basically it.
Okay. So there were, if I recall, concerns about a back door. There was like a big, sort of a large door with a very short, with like within 20 feet of the back, the rear property line. And I think there was some questions about whether some outdoor storage was all going to be included within the
Right.
proposed facility. So
Mitesh Gandhi from Gateway Engineering, 8155 Ansbury. Yes, we removed the door
just removed it or replaced it with a smaller door? Or
with the smaller door, man door,
normal
yes.
sized door? Okay, all right,
And we removed the pavement from the back. It's all the grass now.
okay, okay. So there really isn't a way to
store anything,
to
no.
move, store, move it. Okay, very good. Bring it back to the board for any question. Planner, I guess you're next.
Thank you, Chairman. As the applicant indicated, they will use the addition to store some of the products that they have currently outdoors. They will store it inside the addition. They removed the large overhead door on the east elevation and installed a regular size door. Also, they are proposing some landscaping inside, right outside that door as well.
Okay, very good. To the board, are there any questions?
Mr.
Schneider?
Chairman, yeah. I guess my question is for Julie. The temporary storage units that are currently on the site, what's the time frame for getting those out of there and cleaned up before, or if they're even moving and for the construction?
So I think that would be a best question for the applicant. I would imagine that he may need some of that, those storage bins while they're doing the construction. I'm not sure he can best answer that, but typically, once that addition is completed, all those items should be removed off the site and within the building itself.
Okay, because those are, the permit for those is expired, correct?
I would have to check.
Okay.
I would have to check on that.
All right.
So, yeah, go ahead.
You want me
So-
to-
Yeah, how long?
Yeah. So obviously, if we start working there, we need to remove everything and start working there. So once we start working there, they're going to be removed. They're not going to be sitting on the parking lot. They're going to be permanently removed. So once we start working.
Or once you're finished working to move the stuff in, or you're going to move it somewhere else?
Oh, the stuff that is in there right now, we're just going to temporarily put them in the main building.
Okay,
And, once we get that room, we put it back.
okay,
Thank you.
all right, very good. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Turner,
I'll move to approve site plan number 24-01, Jean Yarambro, located at 5400 Rizzo Drive, south of 23 Mile Road, east of Shaner. Proposed 2178 square foot industrial building addition. The approval is subject to the submission of final revised site plans addressing all department, engineering, and planning commission comments.
Support.
moved by Turner, support by Snyder. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
No.
Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Commissioner Rapone?
Yes.
Commissioner Loray?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Good luck. Next item, site plan number 24-14, William Loizon.
My name is William Loizon, 166 Maywood Avenue, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and I'm here regarding the 8760 26 Mile Road, which you all know is your Home Depot in that big complex there. And I'm here to ask for permission to move forward. Last week I was I didn't meet with Timothy, the building department, but I spoke with him and he wanted a wind study done by an engineer, so I have that all done and submitted to the building department. But I'm here in front of you guys looking for a green light and seeing if you have any questions.
Okay, so you're looking to switch from that it was a hot dog stand or something?
So this is my cousin Bill Zoyce is who had that hot dog stand inside the lobby for
Okay.
10 years maybe. And next to him is my cousin, my wife's nephew and godson, Jake, who's our partner. And, we're just joined our team, So we have to be outside. Home Depot's told us that we have to be outside. So I've sent a packet with some examples of locations that I've opened already. One is in a shipping container, 20-foot shipping container. The other is handmade with a cool arched roof, and that's the one in Troy. But I'll work with whatever design you're interested in, whatever will look nice there.
Kind of getting to my question, because I saw there were a few different. I wasn't quite sure how.
Yeah, we just opened one in, but I helped the guy just open one in Pontiac that looks a little different, like a shed roof, But if anyone has any questions, I'm here.
Okay, so you don't have a design in mind right now?
I just give you the ones that I've done, and if the management gives me a 20-foot space, I'd love a 20-foot container, because we're delivering to Troy 3 and 4 times a week sometimes, and it's just starting to pick up now. So the more space I have inside, we get a little bit more storage that way.
Yeah, see, it kind of, it does, it does matter in my opinion as
Me
to
too.
okay, what I'm improving. You've been selling hot dogs here since that place opened, so I don't mind you selling hot dogs.
Yeah.
And being outside makes sense. But if it's too much, then it potentially becomes a problem. So I'm going to turn to the planner for her thoughts.
Thank you, Chairman. So the size of the structure that Mr. Loizon is proposing is 10 by 14 hot dog stand, and I believe it is the shed-style hot dog stand that he would like to put in front of the building there, right by the contractor's entrance.
It's between
is
the
it?
contractors and the exit, yeah.
Correct. The only thing that I would say is I agree with Mr. Moffett in maybe identify exactly what type of structure you want to do, which I'll let the board handle on what they would like to see there. But as far as the size and the location, then we'll, once you have identified the exact size and placement of this structure, then we can go from there.
Yep.
And I know it's up to the Planning Commission too, as far as the colors of this structure. I know that you had also mentioned to me, it's whatever the township would like or would like to see there. So it would be up to this board if they would like to see the same structure as you have proposed at Troy, or maybe something a little bit different.
The Troy one, to be clear, is the one with the arched roof, the radius roof up top. And I'd initially painted that thing blue, and my painter was still there, just touching up the trim, and the manager walked out and said, "You had to paint it Lowe's blue." And I felt terrible, and I walked inside and bought Bear paint from Home Depot in red, to at least, I just want to cooperate and keep everybody happy. So if that's the design you want, that's like 10,
Yeah, see,
that's
I
8 by,
I hate to kind of negotiate right now.
Okay.
I would more rather to know exactly what I'm voting on. Listen,
I'll draw
I
it.
have no issue with you having and I'm not speaking for the board, and they will have the opportunity to comment. No, moving from outside to, when's Home Depot said you had to get rid of your cart?
When did they say to get out?
And when do you have to move your cart? You said that the hot dog cart that exists currently.
Oh, it's not there. Hasn't been there since COVID.
Oh, okay.
Pre-COVID, in
Oh, they
the
won't
beginning
let
of
it back.
COVID, they moved all hot dog carts out of all Home Depots. We're just in the process of bringing them back. Troy was the first in Michigan. Detroit was the second.
Okay.
and so
gotcha.
forth. So
Okay,
they're just
I see.
coming back now.
All right, that makes sense. The blessing and the curse of being married 33 years to a woman that loves to shop is that she does the shopping. So I
Yeah.
haven't been to Home Depot since COVID, I guess. So I guess, and to the board, I guess my recommendation is maybe we postpone this to see exactly what you want to propose there.
I'll draw
And
it
if you want to
up.
talk to the planner about, okay, how to fine tune that, exactly where it's going to go.
Yep.
Just so we have a better sense.
I'll
of
get a
colors
bit
and the
more
whole-
finite, clear picture for you guys to see. Yeah,
So, I
and-
mean, that would be helpful to me. I'm going to now turn it back to, bring it to the board to see if anyone has any questions or comments. Mr. Turner.
I will move to postpone. Nothing, I mean, I want to see you back in there, but I
You
agree
will.
with Mr. Moffett. I'll move to postpone site plan 2414 for William Lozen to give him a chance to give us a rendering of the stand as well as a size and a placement of the structure that he's proposing.
Support.
Moved by Turner, support by Opone. Any questions on the motion? Did anyone want to offer any comment, Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Before we
Yes,
vote on
please.
this?
I just, we'll be voting to postpone, but I just want to share my opinion that I like the Troy version with the arch versus the
That's what I wanted to
shipping
ask you.
container.
So I'm going to move forward. I'm just telling everyone, I'm going to move forward with that arched roof design in the proper size, because that Troy one is a little bit smaller than what I'm proposing here. And then I'll go to management and have them show me the exact spot, and I'll photograph that and somehow get it, the image of it sitting there so you can see more clearly. I want to paint a better picture for you.
Now, colors,
Colors, you tell me. Shouldn't be blue.
fair enough.
I'll
Maybe-
make the, I'll get you renderings. They just push, the guy that does it just pushes one button and it changes colors. So I can get you a few different colors to
Okay.
play
yeah,
with
that-
if you have
that sounds good.
suggestions.
And I, again, for what it's worth, I agree with Commissioner Casale that the Troy version would be. I
Yeah.
saw the one in Detroit, and I'm thinking, where do you get the hot dogs from? So that one, that's why I guess it kind
Yeah.
of precipitated me saying, well, let's get a better understanding what that is. Anyone else wish to offer a thought on the,
Like, what size area are you looking to work with there? Because I know that's a pretty busy road right through there. I mean, somebody ain't gonna get a hot dog and turn around and step in the street, right?
No, we're set back against the brick wall of the building, you know.
Okay, so then it's got that big overhang for the
We're underneath
contractors.
that. We're underneath that, yeah. Yeah, I'm literally, I mean, Home Depot brings us electrical to the wall right next to us, and we just run like a 3-foot piece of conduit right into our stand, so we're like right against the wall. You can't walk behind it. There's a curb at the base of Home Depot's brick wall, a curb that sticks out 6 inches, and we're right up against that. And my engineer's drawing shows the structure being anchored, anchored to the ground with angle iron and anchors and so forth. Thank you.
any other comments or thoughts from anyone? Hearing none, I'll call the roll. Commissioner, and this is motion to postpone. Commissioner Turner?
Yes.
Commissioner Opone?
Yes.
Commissioner Larray?
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Casale?
Yes.
Chair votes yes.
Great. Am I then, the next meeting is in 2 weeks? Should I come see you tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay,
We'll discuss it tomorrow.
all right, thanks.
I believe we should be able to accommodate that, but she's the gatekeeper. She's the mean one in the building, so. Okay. Next item, conditional rezoning and preliminary PUD, number 23-29, Gary Gula. Oh, shit, they went signing in.
Good evening. Ben Aloya on behalf of the petitioner, Gula Family LLC. I also have Pete Snyder here from Urban Land, who is the engineer on the project. I also have Mr. Gary Gula here, who's in the rear. We were here before on a postponement. We've made some adjustments to the site plan, which is before you now. We can describe the adjustments. I know that you've had an opportunity to review, and hopefully you recall what the comments were before. Our understanding of the comments from the Planning Commission before is that we had many 80-foot wide lots, and Our understanding is that the planning commission wanted to see greater side setbacks and larger lots. What we were able to do is add a cul-de-sac. We did shrink the open space. We still have triple the required open space by ordinance, but we added a cul-de-sac. We have the same exact amount of lots, which is 65. But instead of 85-foot lots, 85-foot wide lots, excuse me, let me strike that, 80-foot wide lots, we now have 85-foot wide lots as a minimum, and we have many over that. In addition, the side setbacks are 7 and 18, which give us greater width between the houses and give us the great flexibility to have side-turn garages for these homes. We're here for any questions based on this new plan. I just hope the Planning Commission sees we did put a lot of thought into this and work to be able to do our best to address the comments of the Planning Commission last time.
Okay, thank you. Planner, would you like to offer your thoughts?
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, the applicant has added a cul-de-sac. Everything is consistent pretty much with what they had proposed before. Between lots 1 and 13, the road that will be connecting to the property on the east corridor, that lot was relocated to the cul-de-sac area. Also, a lot that is along the proposed detention pond along the south end was also relocated to the cul-de-sac area as well. They have increased the open space between units 24 and 25, and also included a walking path behind those units as far as some of those changes are concerned. Other than that, it's the same amount of lots in the center portion of the site, but since this is a PUD and this is a preliminary PUD, they meet all the requirements thus far for the preliminary PUD submission. That's all my comments, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. To the board,
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Turner.
I have a question on your open space. You shrunk it down a little bit, but you have an open space section, open space F, that's toward the south of the property. It seems like an afterthought. How would that reasonably be used as open space that far back on the property? I'm just curious, because there's no pathway to get there. Is that just going to be like a wooded area that, because reasonably, how can that be used as usable open space?
Do you want to answer that?
The short answer is, it's not part of a lot, it's not part of a detention pond, therefore it's open space. It's not really part of the ordinance minimum requirement for open space. If that was the only open space on the site, you'd have a very strong comment there about how, hey, that's not valid open space.
Yes, no argument. I'm just curious.
So there's really no other way to recharacterize that except open space. It's going to have a sanitary easement running through it. It's going to have a water main easement running through it. It won't be wooded because they'll keep at least the easements clear, and it's not part of a lot. So we called it as open space.
Okay.
It's in the open space summary. You know, if you want us to deduct it out, you know, we're still going to have, 7 acres? But yes, yeah, your comment's valid. If that was the only open space,
I got it. Yep.
You know, shame me, but it's not.
No,
it's just leftover.
Not meant to shame you at all. I'm just curious. Thank you.
But he beat me to it. I was going to shame you. Yeah, because there are others, little pieces, any piece of grass that isn't assigned to something else is open space, but doesn't quite meet the intent, but
It's our
again,
property, right?
it's-
So we have
yeah.
to mark it as open space, and there's a consumer's facility back there, so.
Yeah, okay.
You know, if you're looking at this plan, quote unquote, the real open space, the usable open space, it's just east of that first pond as you drive in. There's a very nice patch there that attached to the pond. And then there's a patch back on the north side of the cul-de-sac. That's actually a pretty big one and a pretty nice one there. And then both ends of the detention pond, as well as the sort of the central detention ponds. We have the open space sort of aggregated in places that people really might want to go to walk their dogs and to use. That's the real usable open space for you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from, you got something else you want to say?
Just one more comment, Chairman. I just wanted to mention, too, that I forgot to mention, that the setbacks that they're proposing are greater than the setbacks in an R1B zoning district. They're proposing 7 and 18, and 25 feet distance between the units. The elevations are still the same from what they proposed in the previous submissions, with brick around the first floor elevations all the way around.
Great, thank you. Any other comments or questions?
Chairman Moffett.
Commissioner Casale.
Yeah, I like the plan. I forgot what was over, that took up the space from 62 to 65. Was it just wooded on the last plan? I can't remember.
It was open space.
That was all open space. Okay, so I do like the way you used that, and you took away a lot from 1 through 13 and spaced those out. And the open space then, are you planning on having, park benches or somewhere, how creative is that?
It's a little bit early to answer that question.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it's envisioned that it would be usable open space. I know we've got some pathway shown here. I think that's probably more of a conversation for a final PUD and an actual review of a landscape plan. But, I hear your comments and understand what they mean. So, yeah.
She likes sidewalks, too.
I see those,
And park
right?
benches, well, so do I,
Yeah.
so do I.
And it is all walkable, right? Sidewalks everywhere, and then the extra path by the detention pond.
That is correct.
Very nice.
Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Larray.
I'd like to recommend approval to the Township Board for conditional rezoning and preliminary site plan, planned unit development application 2329 for Gary Gula at Greenbrier Estates located at 12800 26 Mile Road for the following reasons. The proposed zoning is largely consistent with the existing development approvals that have been granted for the area. The change in the zoning would not adversely impact abutting development. The change in zoning is not out of scale with the needs of the community. The site contains physical characteristics that would meet the requirements of the planned unit development.
Support.
Moved by Larray, support by Apone. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Larray.
Yes.
Commissioner Apone.
Yes.
Commissioner Turner.
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Commissioner Long.
Yes.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Casale.
Yes,
Chair votes yes.
Thank you, everyone.
thank you. Yeah.
That's it. Next item is under new business, election of officers. The first being the position of chairman. Are there any nominations?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Turner.
I move to nominate Jerry Moffett as chairman with a term expiring December 31st, 2024.
Support.
I'll accept. Moved and supported. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Third time. Hearing none, I'll accept a vote by acclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next item is vice chair. Do we have a nomination?
Mr. Chairman, I move to nominate Phil Turner as the vice chair.
Support?
It's moved and supported. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll ask for
Yes.
a.
I will accept.
I didn't ask your.
Oh, you didn't ask my advice? Okay.
You didn't have a choice.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, got it.
Presumptive of you. I'll accept a vote by acclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then finally, for the position of secretary, and I did confer with our esteemed counsel that even if a person was not here to accept the nomination, we may still nominate her, and if she chooses at another meeting, she could resign. So with that, I'll entertain a motion for secretary.
Mr. Chair, I move to nominate Raquel Moore for secretary.
Is there support?
Support.
Moved and supported. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote by acclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now that we're done with that nonsense, business from the floor, no one's here. Planners report.
I don't have anything, Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, move to adjourn.
Support?
Moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.